Hi, it's Carl here. Just welcome on this fairly hot, humid evening in the UK. Just a little supplemental video really to the video I did on visiting Kingston Lacey, and also Bartholomew, which is a Japanese maple garden. So if you haven't seen that, I really would take a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. But for those that did, I just wanted to show you what I bought, really. You know, why not? I left the end of the video with a bit of a cliffhanger, I suppose, as to what I might be buying. So first on the agenda, there's this little fellow. So as you can see, beautifully labelled, properly grafted, a contifolium. So I think I've seen this under strange names called peacock feathers or something, because sometimes they like to jazz the name up a bit, but something really quite unusual. Definitely an Acer, but as you see, it's Ager japonicum. So where you've got sort of yellow cirruswanums or whatever, like the moonrise over there, this is another species of Acer basically. So just thought I've got quite a few, you know, red maples, green maples. It's trying to find different ones really, and there's so many nice different ones. It's you are really spoilt for choice. But one I was kind of had my eye on. Just pleased to nab it. The next one has not got a label on it, but this tree is viridis. So I'm really pleased to grab one of these. It's a weeping lace leaf. You can see just there that it's very lacy indeed. It's low grafted, so it's only on a short sort of rootstock, but over time it will grow and then it will weep down. So in terms of habit, it will be rather like one of my sort of red weeping maples. So sort of a bit like one of those really. Kind of a greeny red one, but this will be a vivid, really nice vivid green colour, and really quite sun tolerant actually. So one you again see it quite a lot on videos, but you can't always find in the flesh sort of thing really. So one that I spotted, the lovely lady at Bartholomew's actually went and got me one of these. I sort of felt a bit unlucky. I can't seem to find what I want, but lo and behold, she went and got one. So it's always worth asking really. Really pleased to buy this one. This was the one, if you've watched my video of when things go wrong. This is a Wilson's pink dwarf, and actually it's really quite a nice big specimen of it. As a reminder, all of these were £12.50, so you know, yes, you're going to buy something bigger in a garden centre, but it's probably 35–40 quid. And it's been really nicely grown. There's new growth on there, which is in the nice sort of greeny pinky colour, which is just lovely really. What you can see down there actually is some of the original binding tape they use. So that's what they've originally used to hold the graft together. So I'll take that off eventually, but when I pot it, we'll do a video soon on how to pot these, and my favourite method and my favourite compost, etc. But again, won't make the mistake next time of giving it too much exposure. You know, it needs a little bit of TLC, but I think that's a really nice one. The next one I'll show you is Acer palmatum Okushimo. So hadn't got a clue what this was. Fortunately, where the place is, they've got pretty good mobile phone reception. So I looked it up. Really fascinating plant. It dates back to 1702, they reckon, when this particular cultivar was identified. And it has two very unique features about it really. One, as you can see, it grows pretty much straight up. So that's quite a quite an advanced plant really for something so young, quite tall. So that's the first thing. So that'll be great, you know, later on. I've got an awful lot of background here. That's sit along there and fill it in. But also, if you look at the leaves, they curl up. So this isn't because it's dry. It's not because it's suffering. It's just what the leaves actually do, really. So again, sometimes, you know, there's certain ones that are on my hit list, ones I've seen. This one's really difficult to find details of, but very, very old cultivar. I'm pleased to give it another run, really. Who knows, if people watch these kind of videos and things get popular, they'll crop up more and more. So again, on the hit list, Aurium. If you watch my Kingston Lacey video, they've probably got some of these in the garden. I think they are Auriums, probably. Pretty old cultivar, really pretty. Put them in sun, they'll sort of go more yellow, but there's a lovely kind of greens and pinks and tones to that, which is really nice. Again, it's a Shiraswanum, like my Jordan. So just another one to add to the collection, really. But the odd blast of yellow amongst things. I mean, even those yellow hostas there, I think, really set off some of the colours. So pleased to get that, but kind of expected to find it, really. And here we have something completely different. So this is Ager palmatum wendy. Something new, very new cultivar. Looks to be quite vigorous. There's a lot of new growth there. Nice pink margins. I think there's a cultivar Tasamaguki which is very similar to this, or Tasumagaki. Tasumagaki, that's a bit better. But again, give it a whirl. I mean, for, you know, if it's a bit of an unknown, I wouldn't really want to spend 50, 100 quid on it, but for that kind of money, for a nice healthy plant, can't go wrong, really. And again, well grafted. You can see there, if you do a nice close-up of the grafting point, it's spliced right in there. And over the years, as these things grow, that'll sort of almost disappear, really. But there we go. So I'll just pop that back. What I've done is I've left them in there. So I think they're called technical pots. Just what they grow in, really, for the time being. I'm happy pretty much to do that. Tomorrow, if fingers crossed, I'll get out and buy some pots. Probably of this kind of size. That's a 20 centimetre pot, because it's a nice step up from one of those, and I'll get those potted. And I will do a video when I do that to show you what that looks like for me. Different ways of doing it, that's absolutely fine. But I don't like to disturb the roots too much, so I've got a particular way that I like to do things. But I think because they're actually growing now, in fact, if you look at this butterfliator here, big growth spurt on the ends there. And I think what's happening is it's that sort of we're just past the solstice, it's the 22nd of June, I think, today. So a lot of these trees actually have a little second growth spurt. So I think if I get those in pots, we'll see a nice bit of growth now, but they'll have time to harden off before the winter frosts and stuff like that, because we don't want to get them damaged by growing them too fast. But it's amazing how fast things actually, you know, can grow. You probably noticed if you watched my other video, even in the few weeks I've had this, it's grown substantially. So not a bad time. Wouldn't go feeding them though. I do have a video on feeding acers, because you don't want that feed that may be slow release for the next 6 months to carry it right through winter. You do want them to go a bit more hardy. This one's taken off actually as well. So again, it just shows you, but don't be tempted to overfeed. But we digress. We'll leave it there. Really chuffed. And for that little loft, it cost me about 60-70 quid or something like that, which may seem a lot of money, but for a lifetime's worth of pleasure, for these will outlive me, most definitely, all of us probably, if they're well looked after. So for the price of a decent bunch of flowers these days, you can buy a Japanese Acer like this one, or one of these, and get something that's going to do really well and give many years of enjoyment. So I do prefer that. Okay, that's me done. Once more, if you'd like to like and subscribe, brilliant. If I think there's a notifications button as well, so that will tell you if I do any more uploads. And so far, quite a few views. I didn't do this for this reason, it was just to share with friends really, but if people like what I'm doing, then happy to carry on. Okay, take care. And of course, if you've got any comments, questions, any information that I could do with knowing, then please let me know. Okay, take care.